Hi everyone, today's Sunday, July the 17th, and we've just opened Bitsy for the first time in quite a while. Was the bottom level, look at my hand, bottom level of a tier system, the Worm Café. Obviously these castings, vermicompost is way too wet. If you watch one of my previous videos, I said we accidentally left the system open and had a bit of a rain shower go through it. And so very wet worm castings. Worms don't mind, right? They don't mind. It still drains. It's drained into the bottom, and if we didn't see any drain out the bottom, but you know, the spigot is always left open just in case there was anything draining out. But there's castings in here, but you can see how wet this is. And I smelled it. There's no sign of anaerobic smell. There's lots of happy worms in here. Not happy. I'm not happy that it is so wet. Sorry, we're dog sitting still. Oh, obviously I fed in this area, and we fed at least one apple by the look of it. We had a lot of rotten apples from our tree last year. Well, that was corn cob. All right, going through this feeding zone, I'm finding lots of worms, but these castings are way too wet. Now, we don't have the summer humidity problems here in Victoria that I see some of the other people have, where their castings get really wet because of summer humidity. We don't have that problem. So what we do have, though, is we have a wet worm bin from rainfall. And so what I am going to do is I'm going to take some of our beautiful sifted, pulverized wood chips, arborist wood chips, and I'm just going to work in a few handfuls. Now, this is not powder like I do with my powdered leaves. These are just sifted. I have no idea what those noises are. Anyway, there we go. Let's work these in and see how this conditions the castings. You saw how wet they were. Now, these are pulverized or sifted, arborist wood chips. They are not going to soak up the excess moisture immediately. They're going to swell up over time. Then the microbes will get into them, and the worms will consume the wood chips. These are not big pieces of wood, so they shouldn't even take as long as those leaf stems that are hanging around. In fact, the advantage of arborist wood chips is you get a diversity of sizes. You get everything from powder to tinier little pieces that went through our sifter in this case. And so it's going to be a process. So the powder's obviously going to swell up, and the microbes attack it because of the high surface area to volume ratio pretty much immediately. Whereas the larger chips are going to probably take a few weeks. The nice thing about putting them through our sifter is we're not getting big pieces that hurt my hands. In fact, you know, I'm going through here and I'm not feeling any sharp edges. Of course, the castings are quite damp. The vermicompost is quite moist, so that's softening up the wood as well. Now, so this is a lot drier already, but actually I think I'm going to add a little bit more. So Bitsy, you're getting a lot of carbon today. This is A-grade carbon, folks. This is the best of the best. Arborist wood chips have the full complement of all parts of the tree. So they've got the beautiful living pulp in the branches, as well as some leaves, as well as the bark, everything. Any microbes that were inhabiting the tree are now part of this system. And I can tell you, oh, and it smells like freshly sawn wood. It's just beautiful. So this is not the same as sawdust. This was from our municipality. We get them for free. And basically a tree either came down or had to be pruned because of telephone wires. And so the crews did that, and they brought us the branch an hour later. So these wood chips are alive. They still are rich with microbes, and this bin will benefit hugely from that. And so there we go. So a lot of carbon. Oops, I flung a worm. Oh no, don't do that. There we go. A lot of carbon added to this bin. And even though the bin is moist, I want to give it a feeding. And so I think what I will do is right here in the middle, I've added a lot of carbon. And so to balance that out, I'm going to feed it this sweet potato. Now, a sweet potato, it's a little bit of mold growing on it. That's even perfect. This is, from the ground. So this skin on the potato is going to resist. And so I saw Noel do this the other day. You just break open any plant that's grown underground, basically weaken its defenses against microbial action, and then I'll just stir it in. And so that'll give the worms something to balance out all this carbon that I've just added. And Bitsy, it'll be good for another couple of weeks. All right, everyone, that's it for today.